Remember when dinosaurs roamed the earth and music came on tapes? Yeah, those were the days you'd cruise around, windows down, blasting your favorite mixtapes. Not those digital wannabes you see today. I'm talking about proper music on good old-fashioned cassette tapes. These weren't just car radios, they were time machines. They took you back to simpler times, back when music had a heartbeat. You could practically smell the hairspray and feel the denim jackets. Sadly, like bell-bottoms and shoulder pads, cassette car radios faded into obscurity. But hold on to your hats, because vintage is back, baby. Just like finding a classic car in your grandpa's garage, there's something undeniably cool about bringing back a vintage cassette car radio. It's a nod to the past, a middle finger to the digital age. Now, before you go digging through your attic, let's face it, these old-timers aren't exactly spring chickens like a dodgy mechanic. They've got their fair share of quirks. One minute you're rocking out, the next, your favorite tape is stuck in the deck, chewing up your Bon Jovi like a hungry dog. That's right, we're talking tape jams, the bane of any cassette lover's existence. Then there's the sound distortion. Your once crystal clear Def Leppard now sounds like it's being played through a tin can. Not exactly what you had in mind, is it? And let's not forget the dreaded power problems. One minute it's there, the next it's gone. Like a bad relationship, it's on again, off again, leaving you frustrated and reaching for the radio tuner. But don't despair, most of these issues are easily fixable. With a little elbow grease and a few choice words, you can have your cassette car radio rocking out in no time. All right, gearheads, let's get down to business. Don't worry, you won't need a PhD in electronics to fix these bad boys. First up, tape jams. 9 times out of 10, it's just a tangled mess of tape. Grab a small screwdriver, gently open the cassette deck, and carefully untangle the tape. It's like untangling your headphones, only less frustrating. Now for the sound distortion. More often than not, it's just dirty tape heads. Remember those? They're the little metal bumps that read the music from your tape. Grab some rubbing alcohol and a cotton swab and give them a good clean. Think of it as giving your cassette deck a spa day. Power problems? Check the fuses, mate. They're like the tiny bodyguards of your car's electrical system. If one's blown, just replace it. You can find them at any auto parts store. It's easier than changing a tire, I promise. There you have it. A few simple repairs and your cassette car radio will be back to its old self in no time. Section 4, Cassette Trivia. Did you know? Now, while you're busy tinkering away, let's delve into some fascinating cassette trivia, shall we? Did you know that the first commercially available cassette tape was introduced by Philips in 1963? That's right, they're older than your parents. And here's a fun fact, the very first song ever recorded on a cassette tape was a piano piece. How very civilized. But here's the kicker. Contrary to popular belief, cassette tapes weren't originally designed for music. They were intended for dictation and portable voice recording. Can you imagine listening to your boss's rambling memos on a cassette tape? Thankfully, someone had the bright idea to use them for music, and the rest, as they say, is history. Section 5, Beyond Repair. Finding hidden gems and replacements. Okay, I get it. Sometimes, even with the best intentions, your trusty cassette deck might be beyond repair. But don't throw in the towel just yet. There are still plenty of hidden gems out there. Car boot sales, online marketplaces, even your grandma's attic. You never know where you might find a vintage cassette car radio just waiting to be brought back to life. And if all else fails, there are always modern replacements. Yep, you heard that right. Some companies still make cassette car radios. They might not have that vintage charm, but hey, at least you can still enjoy your cassette collection. Section 6, the Analog Symphony rediscovering the joy of cassettes. In this age of digital streaming and instant gratification, there's something undeniably satisfying about listening to music on a cassette tape. It's a ritual, an experience. From carefully selecting the perfect tape to gently placing it in the deck, every step is part of the journey. And then there's the sound, that warm analog sound that digital music just can't replicate. It's like listening to your favorite band play live in your car. So there you have it. Reviving a vintage cassette car radio is more than just a DIY project. It's about rediscovering a lost art, a forgotten pleasure. It's about keeping the spirit of analog alive in a digital world. Now go forth and crank up those cassettes.